This is how we normally represent, and you all are used to representing it with a circle in between. And I had mentioned it clearly. Those who all remember, whenever you draw, remember that the circle is as big as possible, because it is not just a circle, it's a representation of electrons moving and shared by all the carbons, and giving you therefore the hybrid structure. So resonance, when you represent, what you normally do is you draw it by the dotted line wherever the electrons are moving. So these two structures on the left therefore give you this hybrid with dotted lines all over, which is normally represented as benzene with a complete circle. So that is your delocalized pi cloud of electrons. Again, three-dimensional structure, I'll be showing to you during the lecture somewhere how the three-dimensional pi cloud will look. We normally call it as above and below the ring. Few of you all might have a difficulty imagining it, so I have included a 3D structure for this as well. Now, this was the important aspect which I wanted to discuss with you all, and in complete depth. That is why I had just briefly mentioned it earlier. Today we'll be discussing it extensively. The heats of hydrogenation. As a concept, what is heat of hydrogenation? We had discussed earlier, but again a revision. Heat of hydrogenation means if I have a double bond, if I am adding hydrogens across the double bond, there is heat which is evolved. Because I am moving from double bond to single bond, I am breaking that double bond, and therefore heat is liberated. So whatever heat is liberated during that double bond to single bond transition, that is known as heat of hydrogenation. Hydrogenation because I am adding hydrogens across the double bond. Now we had done this till this and this part. Those who all are able to see the pointer, I am mentioning isolated alkene, isolated diene, and conjugated diene. Now, again and again, I have to say this because we have done this earlier with respect to conjugated systems, that heat of hydrogenation is less than what is expected. So don't worry, even if you'll have forgotten, I'm going to deal with it today. For now, remember, we'll move step by step. So first, I have monoalkene. So monoalkene, which is a cyclic structure, and therefore I am calling it as cyclohexene, since there is just one double bond. Now this cyclohexene, when I do hydrogenation, I am adding hydrogens across the double bond, and therefore I would get the structure of cyclohexane. And cyclohexane is energy stabilized structure and therefore at a lower energy, which means alkene is giving away 28.6 kilocalories and coming to the cyclohexene structure. Now, if I have two double bonds, logically I should expect twice of 28.6 because these are two double bonds. So now these two double bonds do satisfy the requirement by having a value of 57.4 when the structures are non-conjugated. However, when the structures are conjugated, conjugated means I have single bond, single bond and double bond. These are known as alternating single and double bonds. So whenever I have this situation, what happens is conjugated double bond, again I am having a two double bond system. So I should normally expect twice of 28.6, but that is not what is observed. There is 1.8 kilocalories less energy released, which is 55.4, which means the molecule itself is having less energy and therefore it is giving away less energy. And that lesser energy indicates it is stabilized molecule, and that is attributed to nothing but resonance energy. So cyclohexadiene typically 1, 2, 3, which means 1, 3 cyclohexadiene has a conjugated system and therefore resonance stabilization. Now when we move further, if we want to check cyclohexatriene, now your cyclohexatriene is nothing but benzene. Now triene, you cannot say that I'll have double bond, double bond, double bond, one after the other in continuation. Now I want someone to quickly draw a structure, or everybody to draw the structure where I have C double bond C, double bond C, double bond C, and generate a triene, and quickly tell me whether you will get a straight chain or whether you will get a cyclic structure. What will be the outcome of that cyclic structure? To check conversion to cyclohexene for triene, I have to compulsorily have alternating double bond and bond. And hence here In case of diene, I had the possibility of isolated diene. For triene, generating a ring should compulsory be a conjugated system. Now, what is expected from triene? I would expect 28.6 multiplied by 3, which should be somewhere around 85 and 86. What is observed is the actual value. That means I'm using benzene and I'm doing hydrogenation so that all the double bonds are, I guess, 9.8 kilo. It's not that overall 36 kilocalories are less than what is expected. Means benzene itself is not having that much energy to give away the, and therefore we call it benzene 36 calories resonance stabilized. And if you closely observe, that value is lesser than your conjugated diene. Conjugated diene is 55.4. Triene added conjugation is decreasing the value further, giving it an enhanced stability, which is typically known as unusual stability of the benzene. And due to this unusual stability, the next effect is benzene does not undergo any type of addition reaction where it would break the ring double bond and add stuff across the double bond. Benzene never does that. It would prefer doing a substitution reaction. So this is what I was talking about all throughout, how the molecule will look three-dimensionally. And there are few pointers for you all. You can note it down somewhere in your books, which is the reason for the unusual stability of the ring, that is known as electron delocalization. So the circle which we are drawing is nothing but a representation of the pi electrons which are circulating for the 6 carbons and shared by all of them. And therefore what you have is a pi cloud above the ring and pi cloud below the ring. So look at the structure carefully. This is your benzene ring or your 6 carbons forming your entire ring. Now think about the angle between these rings. The carbon-carbon bonds are double bonds. Since all of them are double bonds, you would expect that the angle between the ring carbons would be 120. Ahead of it, we had discussed day before that since the bonds are not pure double bonds or pure single bonds, they are in a constant resonating form, you have a value of 1.39. This value is somewhere between the value of pure double bond, which is 1.34, around 1.34 angstroms, and pure single bond, which is around 1.53 angstroms. So your benzene structure therefore has bond angle being 120, gives it a structure of a regular hexagon. And this hexagon, if you imagine it as one plane, you will have the p orbitals perpendicular to the plane. And since the p orbital is perpendicular to the plane, now your entire lobes which are there would arrange itself such that half of the lobe is above the plane, half of the lobe is below the plane. And therefore what would happen is your structure would now look like a donut shape above the ring and a donut shape below the electrons which are circulating. So you have a pi cloud above the ring and pi cloud below the ring. Remember this every time, that resonance generates this pi cloud above and pi cloud below. Now look at this three-dimensional representation. The three-dimensional representation which is shown here, these are the black structures are your carbon. The white atoms are your hydrogens. And all your carbons will have some pi cloud, and therefore the electrons which are revolving are depicted as the pi electrons which are in resonance, and therefore they are not isolated pockets of blue colors. It is a continuous circle or a halo of blue above and below the ring. And therefore you have to always remember this gives a great stability, and hence it does not undergo addition reaction, it undergoes only substitution reaction.